Hello everybody, how are you doing? I hope that you're doing fine. Today we're going to have a global language review. We're going to see many lessons that you have already studied before in vocabulary, in grammar, in functions, etc. Okay, so today we're going to work on these exercises right here. If we look at the first exercise, okay, I give you some time to check with me which lesson is this. Okay, fill in the gaps with the appropriate words from the list. Okay, we have words, we have promotion, we have source, we have academic, code, and growth. Okay, so as you see, these are words, and the lesson, of course, is a vocabulary lesson here. So we're trying to choose the right and appropriate words that would fit in the sentences that we have. So if you look at sentence number 1, we have John. John hasn't been successful. John has not been successful in his space, and we have studies. In his what? Promotion studies, source studies, academic studies, code studies, or growth studies. Okay, so we need a word that has a relation with studies, with education. Okay, so promotion, source, academic, code, and growth. Okay, so the answer is academic studies. Okay, it's this one. He hasn't been successful in his academic studies. Number 2, rapid population is a big challenge to many African countries. I repeat, rapid population is a big challenge to many African countries. So the population is the number of people living in a city or in a country. So the rapid population, what? Is it promotion, source, code, or growth? Okay, so the population, the number of the people living in the country or in the city. Okay, so here we're talking about countries. It's of course population, growth. Okay, it's right there, growth. You know the verb grow, the verb to grow. The babies and children grow, and the noun of the verb grow is growth. So the rapid population growth is a challenge to many African countries. That's for vocabulary. Let's go to B. I read, give the correct form of the words in brackets. Give the right form of the words between brackets or in brackets. Which lesson is this? When you have to put the words in the correct form. Which lesson? Try to remember. Okay, it's the lesson of word formation, how words are formed. And in this lesson, you have studied the prefix and the suffix. So we have a number of prefixes like re, like miss, like co, like anti or anti, and we have suffixes like shin, like just e with the y, like ment, like th here. The th here is a suffix. Okay, so we're going to use prefixes and suffixes in order to put the words in the right form. So sometimes we need a verb, sometimes we need a noun, sometimes we need an adjective, and sometimes we need an adverb. So depending on the situation and depending on the sentence. If you look here, do they intend? Intend is to have an intention. Okay? Do they intend, do they plan, do they intend to immigration to Canada this year? Do they intend, are they planning, are they thinking about immigration to Canada this year? If you look here, intend, and we have to. Do they intend to? Normally, what comes after to is a verb. Very good. So normally we need a verb here. So we have immigration. So immigration is a noun. What is the verb of immigration? Okay, very good. It's immigrate. Very good. Immigrate. Immigration, like communicate, communication. Okay? So that's the first one. Let's go to the number 2. Our school works in partner with local NGOs to fight drug addiction. Our school works, so our school is working in partner. Okay, partner is like somebody who's working with you, your partner, somebody who is with you at work. Okay, a partner, my partner, or in sports, we have partners, mates, they can be friends, okay, colleagues, co-workers. So our school works in partner with local NGOs. You remember NGOs? N is what? N is non, G is governmental, that is, it has no relation with the government, it's not related to the government, non-governmental or organizations. So our school works with non-governmental organizations. What is the objective? To fight, to try to stop, to fight drug addiction, drugs, okay? So what is the word that we need here? They work in what? So here we need a noun. They work in, I need a noun. Partner is also a noun, but there is another noun, okay? We need the suffix here. When you are working together, 2 associations or 2 schools or 2 cities or 2 countries, they can work together. This is what we call a partnership. Partnership. So the suffix that we are going to add here, so we have partner and we add ship. In partnership with local NGOs. There are other words like you studied in our program. We have citizen and citizenship. Okay? So citizenship is another word. So partnership. That's it for B. Let's go to C. C, we have, if you look here, fill in the gaps. Again, we're going to fill in the gaps with the appropriate words from the list. So in the list we have when, who, whose, what, and which. Okay? Which lesson is this? It's the lesson of relative clauses. Very good. And these are relative pronouns. We have when normally is used for time. Who is used when we want to talk about people. Okay? The person who, the singer who. When it's time, as I said, like for example, Sunday is the time or is the day when I practice sport, for example. Who, we use it, I said, for verbs. Sorry, we use it for people. For example, the singer who sings this song. Whose is possessive. Possessive means, for example, if I say the singer whose voice, the singer whose voice is great, is amazing. It's the voice of the singer. That's his or her voice. So here it's possessive. Then what, okay, and which for objects. Now let's go to number 1. Amina was in France. Amina was in France. Her brother got married. Amina was in France. Her brother got married. Okay? So here, Amina was in France. Is it where? We don't have where to talk about France. But her brother got married, and at the time her brother got married, she was in France. So the answer here is when her brother got married. So the time when her brother got married, she was in France. Number 2, it is Mark. It is Mark. Clark. Clark is a person here. It's Clark. Will give a speech at the beginning. At the opening ceremony. It is Mark. It is Clark. will give a speech. He's going to give a speech. He's going to speak in public, a speech at the opening ceremony. So it is Clark, okay? It's not when, it's not what or which, whose. We don't have a possession of Clark. We can say Clark whose car or whose laptop, etc., or phone. We have give. We'll give a speech. So of course we're going to use who. Okay? Let me clean the board. Now let's go to exercise D. Rewrite the sentences beginning with the words given. Rewrite the sentences beginning with the words given. So we have sentences and we are going to rewrite them. We're going to rewrite them in our own way, but using the expressions or the beginnings that they have given us. Okay? If you look at number 1, can you tell me which lesson is this one? Number 1, D1. Which lesson is this? Check with me. We have quotes here. Okay. Can you show me how to use the interactive whiteboard, please? Pamela asks, can you show me how to use an interactive whiteboard? Please, Pamela said. So, which lesson is this? Very good. It's the reported speech. It's the indirect speech. So, we are going to report. We're going to report what Pamela said. What Pamela said. Okay. So, Pamela asked me. Okay. She asked me what? Can you show me? Okay. Is it a question here? Is it a question? Yes, it's a question. Can you show me how? And at the same time, it's a request. She is requesting something from the person. So, from me. Okay, so Pamela asks me. We can use, when it's a request, we can use to. She asks me to do something. Okay, so she asks me to show. That's the verb here. She asked me to do what? To show. So she said, can you show me? Me. Who's me? Me is Pamela. So Pamela asked me to show. To show me? No, to show. It's Pamela. To show her. To show her. To show her what? To show her. And we finish. Okay. How to use the interactive whiteboard. And we don't repeat, please, because we are not asking a question here. So to show her how to use the interactive. So to avoid any confusion, I will write everything. To show her how to use the interactive whiteboard. Fine? This is only one way. There is another way. Okay? There's another way. So here we have worked on this one as a request. Can you do this? She asked me to. Now we can use it as a question. So can you? And there is a lesson of that you have here in Tilmitis or in Arabia of reporting questions. Search for it, you will find it. When you have a question, a yes/no question, there is if. We use if. So can you show me? Pamela asked me if. If what? Now, who's going to show? It's me. So if I, she asks me if I, and we need to change can, because in the reported speech can becomes could. So if I could, again, if I could show her how to use the interactive whiteboard. Okay? So because it's a request, you can use it this way. She asked me to show her, or if I could show her. That's number 1. Let's go to number 2. Try to tell me which lesson is this. Many schools have installed surveillance cameras. Many schools have installed surveillance cameras. Okay? Which lesson is this? Surveillance cameras. Surveillance cameras. Surveillance cameras. That's the passive voice. This is the passive voice. Now, check with me the verb. Have installed. Many schools have installed. So, in the passive voice, this is which tense here? It's the present perfect. And in the present perfect, when we have, the passive voice is have been. Have been or has been, depending on the subject. If it is singular, if it's one, we're going to say has. If it's plural, we're going to use have. Plural. Or if it's you, also we use have. You have been. So here, if you see surveillance cameras, is it singular or plural? It's plural, very good, because we have the S. So we're not going to use has, we're going to use have. So have, surveillance cameras have been. This is what we added. Have been what? They have been installed. Okay. Who installed the cameras? Who installed them? It's many schools. So we use by. Very good. We use by many schools. So here in this exercise is the passive voice with the present perfect. Have installed. So have been installed. Let's imagine if we had only one camera, we are going to say has been installed. We're going to use has. Let's go to number 3. Your electricity supply was cut off. Why? Because you did not pay the bill. So every month your parents receive electricity bill, telephone bill, and a lot of other bills that you have to pay every month. So you did not pay. The consequence, your electricity supply was cut off. Now, your electricity supply wouldn't have been cut off if. Which lesson is this when we have if? It's the conditional. Very good. It's the conditional. Now, which conditional is this? Is it 1, 2, or 3? How can we know? We can know simply by looking at the sentence and seeing the context. Is it future? Is it present or past? Okay? Your electricity supply was. Check with me. We always focus on verbs. Was cut off. You did not pay. So was, did not. That's the past. And which conditional talks about the past? Okay? It's conditional type 3. So this is type 3. Let's try to remember the rule of conditional type 3. Conditional type 3 we use if, we use had, the past perfect. This is the past perfect. And we use would, have, and the past participle. This is the rule of conditional type 3. If you look here, so your electricity supply wouldn't have been cut off. Wouldn't have been. So we have wouldn't have been cut off. That's the other part of the sentence. Now we need if. What comes after if? We need had. So the problem is you did not pay. So your electricity supply wouldn't have been cut off. We are imagining another situation. Wouldn't have been cut off if you paid or if you had paid. Very good. If you had, so had, and the past participle of pay in the past participle. If you had paid what? Had paid the bill. Okay, so there are two ways to use the conditional. You can start with if. If you had paid the bill, your electricity supply wouldn't have been cut off, or your electricity supply wouldn't have been cut off if you had paid the bill. We continue. All right. Now, join the pairs of sentences. We have two sentences with the linking words given. So it's clear the lesson that we have now, it's linking words. Number one, we have in order to. In order to is to express what, if you remember? In order to do something, or so as to, or simply to do something. That's to express purpose. We use it for objective, the aim, the goal, too. So Ahmed joined his friends in the cafe. So his friends were in the cafe and he joined them. He joined his friends in the cafe. Why? He wanted, what's his objective? He wanted to watch the Champions League final. So Ahmed wanted to join the Champions League final, and what did he do? He joined his friends. So what is the objective here? What is his objective? What is the goal, the purpose here? Is to join or to watch? To join or to watch? What's his objective? His objective is to watch. To watch the Champions League final. This is his goal. This is Ahmed's goal. What did he do to realize this goal? What did he do? He joined his friends in the cafe. Okay? So we can rewrite this sentence by saying that Ahmed joined his friends in the cafe. Why? Why? Now the connector, the linking word, in order to, okay? And in order to what? In order to, plus you use please the goal, the objective. Because many students, they confuse the objective and they say he wants. No, where is his objective? Is to watch. So in order to watch the Champions League final. Okay? And this is not taken into consideration because we have in order to. Okay? That's his goal, to watch. We can use the other way around. We can start with the connector, with the linking word. I can say, in order to watch the Champions League final, Ahmed joined, okay? Ahmed joined his friends in the cafe. So there are two orders, no problem. Use this one or this one. Let's go to number two. Kate is just 17. Kate is a name of a girl. She is just 17 years old. Her age is 17. She has written 2 books. Can you imagine? She's just 17 and she has written 2 books. And we have although. Although, okay, expresses what here? Although. Is it in Lincoln words we studied giving examples or cause and effect or purpose or or contrast or concession? Here it's concession. We have although, synonym of although, it's like even if, it's like even though, if you want, even though, or though. Okay? So Kate is 17, so she has written 2 books. Okay? So we want to express a kind of an unexpected result, because normally when you are 17, you don't write books. You write books after a certain age. So we're going to say, for example here, although even if, although Kate is just 17, comma, although she's 17, she has written 2 books. Okay? As we did in number 1, we can switch the order. We can say Kate has written 2 books. Yes, very good. although, or even if, although she is just just 17 years old. Okay, so we can have two orders. This order starts with the linking word. Although Kate is 17, she has written 2 books. Or Kate has written 2 books, although she is just 17. The last exercise, and we finish now. Which lesson is this here? Okay. It's functions, a lesson of functions. Okay. We're going to match each sentence, each expression with the right function. Let's read number 1. May I is like can I use the multimedia room on Monday morning? Can I or may I? Here we are asking for what? Asking for advice, disagreement, we don't agree, making a suggestion, responding to bad news, or asking for permission. May I use your pen, please? May I copy a lesson from your notebook? It's asking for permission. So 1, it's E. Okay? It's this one. Asking for permission. Number 2, I'm afraid I don't share your view. So your view, what is view? View is an opinion. View is opinion. In my view, in my opinion, okay? So I'm afraid I don't share. Share, you know, share on social media, in Facebook, you share something, a video, etc. I don't share the same view, the same opinion. Like I have a different opinion. So where is it here? Asking for advice, expressing disagreement, making a suggestion, or responding to bad news. Okay? So we don't have the same opinion, so we disagree. Okay? We don't have the same opinion, so I disagree with you. I don't agree. The verb is agree. Agree. Okay? So agree and disagree. So number 3. What should I do? What should I do to join literacy classes? Literacy classes, if you know, are the classes that we give to people who cannot read and write. So they go take literacy classes to learn the alphabet, learn how to calculate, how to read, etc. Now this person is saying, what should I do to join? How can I? It's advice, suggestion, or responding to bad news. Don't forget it's a question. So we are asking for an advice, and the other person is going to say, you should do this or do that. And finally, number 4, let's go skateboarding this afternoon. Let's go skateboarding this afternoon. So is it a suggestion or bad news here? Let's go is a suggestion. Very good. Okay, it's making a suggestion. I am giving you my suggestion. Let's go skateboarding. We're going to stop here, guys. Okay, thank you for your attention and see you next time. Bye-bye.